Hello, Sagittarius.
Welcome to my channel, Sarah Angel Tarot.
It is the full Celtic cross, and as you know, will not resonate with all Sagittarius individuals. Some of you are trying to resurrect a situation, possibly. That was a death card in reverse. Maybe you're trying to revive something in your life. But this is for Sagittarius, like I said. The energy's coming in. New energies, positive energies for Sagittarius. As you know, I look for a positive reading for Sagittarius every time, but it doesn't always happen. And if not, we don't get a positive reading, we'll work through it, you know. Let's see what's going on here. The High Priestess coming in. Intuition, maybe you're trying to tap into your intuition. Maybe you're trying to uncover some secrets. Maybe you're trying to keep some secrets. But I see it as the intuition card. I like that card. It usually does right by me. Foundation, not the foundation. Subject in hand is the Chariot. The Chariot is in the upright. It could be that you're trying to move forward with a situation. For some of you, you may travel. For others, you may travel by car. What's crossing this is making a decision to do so. You got a couple of things going in your life, and you're trying to do both at the same time, keep hold of the same situation. Like one's a safety net, and another one you wanted to do, but you don't want to let go of either one. So it's more like decision making for you to move forward or go where you want to go. What crowns you, or your goal, is the Seven of Cups, and that's about confusion sometimes, but it's also taking on many situations. Not always what you're wanting. It's kind of exhausting in some way, but it's like having options, a lot of options. And maybe you're keeping your options open with the Seven of Cups. The Foundation is the Ace of Swords in reverse. You may hold back your truth for a little while, or your decision making for a little while. It's like you're like I said, having trouble making a decision in something. And the Ace of Swords in reverse, it could be that you may want to cut out something, but you're not letting everybody know about it. You know, you're keeping your truth kind of hidden in a way. In the past, you had abundance, you had fun, you celebrated with family and friends with the Three of Cups, or you were wanting to. Near future, you're coming out of disappointment with something with the Five of Cups in reverse. So if you were disappointed in something before, if something that happened that kind of, you know, made you a little sorrowful, you will be coming out of it in the very near future. Possible future outcome and advice from the universe is the King of Swords. This could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. It doesn't have to be those signs. I just don't assign one zodiac sign to a court card because we're reading for the masses here. But the King of Swords, this can be, like I said, an air sign, or someone who's straight to the point, got good head on the shoulder. Usually, sometimes they know languages. You know, they're very so you're very, very intelligent. But people go to them for advice, and they're straight out and straight to the point. You could rely on this person to tell you the truth usually. Outside environment, what is coming towards you is the Wheel of Fortune. This is not in your control. It's the outside situation coming in. So maybe your fortune is changing with things on the outside. And we will clarify. Remember, when I clarify, it changes the story up. So stick with me. Hopes and fears is a Knight of Pentacles. You're thinking something will be too slow or come to a dead halt. And you avoid a tower situation too. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You come out of disappointment. But you also coming out of a tower. You're avoiding a tower, which is something crumbling down. You avoid that. Now, the subject at hand, right there, you got the Chariot in the upright and the Two of Wands crossing it. And they're both really good cards, you know. It's not really that harsh of a thing. It's basically, like I said, making a decision to move forward with something. So the Chariot in the upright, Two of Wands crossing it. Why are you there for Sagittarius? What's going on? Page of Pentacles. You know, it's about messages or stable messages. Maybe you're not getting them. Maybe that's why you're not making a decision yet. But you got to move forward. You got to move forward the way you're thinking. So the Chariot in the upright, Two of Wands crossing it, and the Page of Pentacles, like you're waiting on something. Why are you there? Yeah, you're waiting on messages. And maybe that's why you haven't made a firm decision, even though you must move and make a decision. The Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. Well, the Page of Pentacles can be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. The Page of Cups could be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Now, what crowns you is many options. Maybe you're keeping your options open with the Seven of Cups. It's also about confusion. Maybe you don't know what to do, and I see that, you see that quite a bit here. So the Seven of Cups in the upright, why are you there for Sagittarius? What's going on? Five of Swords, you're not wanting to argue and battle with people with the Five of Swords in reverse. You're keeping your options open, like I said. Seven of Cups in the upright, Five of Swords in reverse. Why are you there for Sagittarius? What's going on? There it is, the Seven of Cups. You're definitely keeping your options open. You got a lot of options out there, too, is what's crowning you. Now, the foundation, you got the Ace of Swords. It is in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse. Why are you there for Sagittarius? As the foundation. Magician. Yeah, I think you're going to keep something under wraps because you're trying to manifest something with the Magician in the upright. You have the tools and the knowledge to do something with your life, and maybe that's why you're keeping your options open. So, Ace of Swords in reverse, Magician in the upright. Why are you there for Sagittarius? What's going on? Yeah, because you weren't getting your overall emotional contentment, so you may be keeping things under wrap because of that. Wraps, you're just not going to deal with them or not really show it to people. But it does show you manifesting something. You are manifesting something in your favor. Now in the past, you got the Three of Cups. So you had maybe celebrations with somebody. Maybe you went out with coworkers. Maybe it's family. You broke bread. You maybe went out for, drinks or whatever. But you have the Three of Cups in the upright. Why are you there for Sagittarius? What's going on? Three of Cups. Queen of Wands. Could be you, not feeling 100% like yourself. Maybe you're irritated. Even though you went out and had some fun or wanted to, it's like something got dampened with it, with the Queen of Wands in reverse. So the Three of Cups in the upright, Queen of Wands in reverse. Why are you there for Sagittarius in the past? It also could be that you're dealing with another type fire sign too. Someone possibly of a lover situation. Maybe more than one, some of you, but not always. Lovers could be either, just one person or more than that. And with the Three of Cups there, it could have been that maybe you were dating around or somebody you thought was dating around on you. But we shall see. Now, in the near and future, you got the Five of Cups. It is in reverse, and you want that in reverse. Just because someone tells you, oh, they're all in reverse or something's in reverse, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative thing. They're just, maybe watching too many movies or hearing from people that it's not true. But the Five of Cups in reverse is coming out of disappointment. The energy, you were disappointed at one time or wouldn't be there. But the Five of Cups in reverse, while you're there, Sagittarius in the very near future. Temperance, and you're regaining balance and you're able to function again. If you were having trouble functioning before, you are able to now, or you're going to even do so even more so. You're able to be productive. So, Five of Cups in reverse, Temperance in the upright, while you're there in the near future for Sagittarius. Yes, I'm asking a second question. Yeah, Knight of Swords, going forward with vigor. Nothing holding you back with the Knight of Swords. So, yeah, you're coming out of disappointed situations and moving forward pretty quickly and with much balance in your life. Now, possible future outcome and advice from the universe. You got the King of Swords. And it could be that you're going to meet up with this person. Maybe they're going to be give you really good advice. Maybe they're going to tell you something very important that will help you. So the King of Swords in the upright, why are you there for Sagittarius? Why are you there? Queen of Cups. You're dealing with a couple of people here, okay? Could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, someone who brings emotional contentment into the scene, you know, or onto the scene. The Queen of Cups can be someone who's very emotional supportive. So I'm thinking you got people helping you out here, and the universe is saying take them up on their help if they offer it to you, or go to them for help. So the King of Swords, Queen of Cups, both in the upright while you're there for Sagittarius. Yeah, go to them because you were kind of wanting. You were kind of in need. And maybe you were having trouble finding people to help you. Because that is the Six of Pentacles. It's where someone's having trouble with some give and take, or having people help them, you know, around them, or actually be able to get something done, you know, with other people. So it's saying to go to these, you know, because you were having those troubles maybe with something else. Maybe, you, like I said, we're in need. Now, what is coming towards you or the outside environment, you know, the winds are changing for the better. So the Wheel of Fortune in the upright while you're there for Sagittarius as the outside environment, or what is coming towards them while you're there. High Priestess again. Something that you weren't expecting or didn't see, because the High Priestess is really good about hidden things, but it's also good about, you know, like secrets, but it's also good about intuition. So you may not have seen this coming because of a secret, or it wasn't fully gelled, or wasn't fully completed in some ways, but it's coming towards you soon. You know, your fortune is changing. Your luck is changing. So Wheel of Fortune, the High Priestess, both in the upright for Sagittarius while you're there coming towards them. And you're becoming unchained. Where it was something that was kind of held back before. Something that was kind of, I'm trying to find the right words for this. It's in reverse. It's sort of like becoming unchained from a situation where something was held back from you, possibly from others, chaining you down in some way where your luck wasn't there, is now being released. Okay? So you're going to get some luck back in with Jupiter in your sign. You know, it's going to be. It's going to happen. So your hopes and fears, you're afraid something come to a dead halt or just won't happen. Or maybe you have a situation that has to do with an earth sign. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but not necessarily. It's usually a slow energy in reverse, almost to a dead halt. And maybe that's what you're fearing, like I said. So Knight of Pentacles in reverse while you're there. For Sagittarius, what's going on? Coming out of anxiety, that's what you're wanting. With the Nine of Swords, nothing wrong with that. So, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, both in reverse while you're there for Sagittarius and the hopes and fears. And the Moon, you're afraid of deceptions and lies and things of that nature. Now, in the end, you got the Tower in reverse. You could be avoiding a tower situation, something from crumbling down, a disaster. You're going to, you know, possibly avoid this. So the Tower in reverse while you're there for Sagittarius in the very end. Wish fulfillment in reverse. It's not something happens. You avoid something. It's a blessing in disguise, but at the same time, you feel like you didn't get wish fulfillment. I'm thinking, let me get another card first, and I'll tell you what's going to happen. So the Tower in reverse, Nine of Cups in reverse while you're there for Sagittarius in the very end. Judgment in reverse. You avoid a tower situation, but I'm thinking people around you are definitely feeling that tower. Maybe you avoid an accident of some sorts. You avoid something, maybe a judgment against you. But I'm thinking the reason is, if you take the advice from the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords and ask them for help when things weren't going, where nothing else was helping you, luck does go in your favor as an outside environment. So your luck changes. And because of that, you avoid a tower situation. Even though you're thinking, I'm not getting exactly what I'm wanting, or wish fulfillment. And it could be because you haven't made a decision yet, is why you didn't get wish fulfillment. It also could be the reason why you're afraid to make a decision. Because you avoided a tower, but you're like, it's going to kind of shake you up. You're going to see this from the outside, but your luck is changing. You are coming out of disappointment. You're getting more balance, and you're able to manifest what you're wanting. I'm thinking some of you could avoid an accident or just a catastrophe altogether, which is good. And you're leaving your options open, and maybe that's a good thing too. Maybe that's why you avoid a tower, because you're just telling people, I'm not going to commit to anything right now. I'm avoiding this because I got something else I'm planning later. And you go to these people, the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups, for advice. You're going to go to them. They're going to help you in some way, and you will avoid that tower situation. In the end, you're presented with the Two of Wands again. You're presented in making, because that's what's crossing you here. If you recall, to move forward, you need to make a decision. Like I said, you're holding on to two things because you're wanting one thing and you're holding on to the other for a safety net. You may have to let go of one just because you need to move forward, if that makes any sense. You do avoid a tower. Maybe you do make a decision. Maybe that's why that is there. And it may force you into making a decision, if that makes any sense. It may force you into going into the next level of your life, which we all need. So you got luck on your side, big luck. You are very lucky right now, as far as I'm concerned, when I'm reading this cards, because not everybody is avoiding a tower situation. Not everyone is having this luck in my card readings. And trust me, I've been really stressed out about giving the card readings because they haven't been always so pleasant for other people. And I tell you the truth. If something good is coming in, I'll tell you. But if it's not negative, you can look at my past reading. I'm going to tell you the truth, either or. So this is your reading, and I will upload it as soon as I can, and I will talk to you later, okay? Bye.